What does life insurance cost? Well, I'm Chad with Protect with Insurance. I'm going to do my best to answer this question for you. First of all, let me start by saying the shortcut to getting this answer for you. We've upgraded our bandwidth quite a bit, and we actually have free quoting software that you can use right on our website. It's protectwithinsurance.com. So if you go there, there are lots of buttons you can click for a free quote, and it takes about 20 seconds, and you should be able to get a quote for what you're looking for. If you're looking for a whole life insurance or final expense or burial insurance quote, then scroll down to services and click that quote button. If you're looking for a term or a mortgage protection life insurance quote, then make sure you scroll down and you click the button for that as well. That way you're getting the right kind of quote for the right kind of insurance that you're interested in. So that being said, you can fill out that form. You can get a quote. It's fairly accurate. It just depends on your health. And that's where you can see a rough idea of what it costs if your health will get you approved. That being said, I always recommend a consultation. Doesn't take long. Ask you some questions, and I can see if you qualify for those preferred and standard health ratings to get you those best prices. They're also guaranteed issue policies if you have health issues that you're concerned about. Those are going to be final expense whole life. So that's the burial insurance kind of a policy, typically for seniors. But really anyone past the age of about 55 can get guaranteed up to 80 years. So that's what you're looking at for the guaranteed issue. Now, as far as cost, really hard to do this in a video because it's a big range of pricing. It depends upon your health. It depends upon your age. It depends upon your height and your weight. It depends upon other issues that may come up in your medical history. But typically, if you're going to be under the ages, I'll do this by age range for you. So typically, if you're under the age of about 40, okay, it's a minority of my clientele, but I have lots of, I have a lot of appointments. So I definitely have lots of clients ultimately that are under the age of 40. They're going to be looking at term policies as long as they're healthy, meaning less than 3 prescription medicines, preferably less than 2. No major issues going on. Normal diabetes is fine. Insulin is not okay for term. And so for most people, the range of price for under the age of 40, if they're healthy and if they're going for term, if you want a $200,000 policy, you're going to be looking in the range of $30 to $120, depending upon if you want it to be fully return of premium, if you just want it to be a traditional term or mortgage protection policy. And there are lots of living benefits. If you want them in there, it's going to be more expensive. If you just want a bare bones policy, and it's going to cover for any death, then it's going to cost you less. And if you're on the higher side of that age range, it's going to cost you more. If you're on the lower side of the age range, it's going to cost you less. Now, if you are between the ages of about 50 and 60, then you can tack on another 20 to 50% on there. If you are, and that still is for term. Now, when you get past the age of about 60, 65, you can still get term. I've written term policies all the way to age 85, but it gets really expensive past the age of about 60, 65, unless you're just looking at a small term, like a $50,000 term. But if you want a $150,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 term or mortgage protection policy, then it gets very steep in price past the age of about 60, 65. And really even past the age of about 55, those larger terms can get very, very expensive. So just bear that in mind. But whole life policies, and primarily we're looking at past the age of about 45 or 50, okay, on those whole life final expense life insurance policies. So those policies are typically from the age of, let's say, 55 to the age of about 62-ish. If you want a $20,000 policy, the range, and again, I've got to do this by range. It doesn't do range if you go to my website. It's going to give you a figure, and it assumes that your health is pretty solid. So I recommend you check that out. But the range is typically going to be somewhere around $80 Actually, let's go a little lower on that. The low end is going to be about $60. The high end could be $250. And honestly, it just depends. But typically it's $60 to about $120, something like that per month. Okay, and that's going to be a policy that's never going to go away, builds up cash value over time. There are some real upsides of it. And I know it's smaller coverage, but there are real upsides of that kind of policy. Now, the wheelhouse where we see a lot of people getting these whole life policies, it's going to be ages 65 or 70 to 85. So that range, it's a big range of pricing. $20,000 policy, and again, you can get up to $40,000 policies. You can go $5,000 policies. This is just a common example. So for a $20,000 policy, looking at about, let's say 70 to 85, you're going to be looking at anywhere from $120 to $280, $300 maybe. That's what we're looking at. So it's just going to depend. Now, I've written policies that have been $12 before, and I've written policies that have been over $1,000. And I'm talking monthly premiums. So it can be all over the board. So I hope this has been helpful for you in terms of that life insurance quote. You know, what does it cost to get life insurance topic? And again, check me out on the website. Click the button below for a free consultation. If I can help you do anything at all, just give me a buzz. I'm happy to help you. All right. Good luck out there. Stay safe.